The shape tools in Photoshop create vector shapes or vector layers. The shape tool can be found by going to your toolbar, and it's the second tool underneath the type tool. So we click on that and click and drag to create. This is a rectangle. Underneath that, if you click and hold, you can also do circle, triangle, polygon, etc., etc. The value of a vector layer is that you don't have to go through a whole process in order to change the shape. By having this layer selected, I can adjust the shape of this. I can go to the fill or to the properties where I can also have the fill. I can click on that. I can click on the little rainbow or color picker and change it to a color. I can change it as many times as I want to just by, again, clicking on it. I'm going to go back to this blue color. There's some other things I can change about it. For example, I can adjust how rounded the corners are. Currently, they're all 10 pixels. If, however, I want to create a texture out of it, I need to change it from a vector shape to a normal Photoshop layer, which is rasterized, or pixels. So I'm going to right click on this, and somewhere in the middle of this is rasterize layer. So again, by rasterizing it, it's now a shape in its own right, and everything that I could do, for example, to a picture or any other layer is now fair game. So I'm going to actually go to the filter menu and go to filter gallery. And inside the filter gallery, it's pulling filters that I've already used on other things that I've done. So it's whatever your last ones were. But you can use any of these to create texture. So for example, this is rough pastels. I can adjust any of these options within this. So I could make the stroke detail, although that's not doing a whole lot. I can scale it down so it's smaller. It takes a lot of playing, but you know, you can just kind of go through. You can also layer your filters. So for example, I also have underpainting on, and then I have watercolor on top of that. So I get completely different texture. If I don't like a texture that I've created, so say I add, when it's clicked on, I can change it, right? So I could go back to watercolor. I can add another one by clicking the plus. So this is watercolor twice, which, you know, adds something to it. I can also change it to a different one. If I don't like the sponge, I could always delete it, although this is kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now I have this, this shape with texture on it. And just like with anything in Photoshop, now that it's a rasterized layer, I can use the eraser tool if I wanted to get rid of the black outline, which of course is permanent, or I could put a adjustment layer on top of it and painting with black, erase it, but by using the adjustment layer, I can also flip it back to white and bring it back if I wanted to. But I can adjust this and move it and then set it up so that I could add text to it for my ad campaign or however I want to use it. I can change the opacity on the whole layer. A lot of things that you already know how to do with pictures, you can just do the same thing now with this shape that you have created.